Okay, I'm actually going live. Hi guys, hello. Welcome to the party. Let me actually load up the video on my phone today so I can make sure, you can actually see me. It's kind of important that you guys can actually watch this while I'm live streaming because I've done that too many times. Pull open my channel here. Refresh the page a few times, see how we're doing. Pretty excited for Bitcoin today, expecting the last leg down. Perfect, here we are. Right, last leg down for Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. Okay. What do we need to be looking for here? And actually, I'm going to record this on TradingView as well. Did you guys just hear my back crack? I have a pretty sensitive microphone. It's a possibility. You might have been able to hear that. Okay. Hey folks, welcome to today's daily Bitcoin update. Let's dive right into it with what we are expecting for Bitcoin, okay? Initially, with periods of sustained trending, we can actually recommend Quad CCI strategy. So, based on either previous downtrends or our current downtrends, every time we get a 14-period CCI roll down, it does provide a gentle entry for us, okay? Typically, the higher the rating of mass, the more accurate that entry is going to be, right? For instance, let's zoom this in here, just so we can point this out. All right, we have a really high mass rating on the 14 period here. So that's going to be a more powerful CCI roll than, say, these ones. However, really ideal scenario would be a downward weighted CCI roll with significant mass. However, there's kind of a problem with that right now. Any kind of significant mass generated to the upside would actually be considered a bullish breakout. So really, capturing an entry into this this downtrend is going to be a little bit more difficult, right? Because we have incredibly low mass in the 14 period. So a CCI roll down of the 14 period is going to be rather insignificant, right? Because the distance traveled required for compression is, well, significantly shorter than, say, if it was on this one, right? Where this CCI roll was significant, this one is, well, it's really not going to do anything, okay? So, from a Quad CCI standpoint, short entry is not good. But that brings me to another point. You really shouldn't be looking for short entries right now anyway. It's a pretty bad idea to short directly on top of an institutional benchmark, right? If we look at the weekly, we are directly on top of that purple line, right? Guess where our last crash pattern ended? Directly on top of that purple line. So, what do we need to talk about? Actually, this is kind of cool. Hold on. Let's load up BLX. Just so we can have like a clear picture of this bad boy. Ready? You're going to like this. Okay. We're ending our crash pattern directly on top of the weekly 200 moving average. And if we pull back to the previous crash pattern, we ended directly on top of the 200 moving average, right? We test once, 2 times, 3 times. This allows for the compression of our short-term distributions, all right? Compression of short-term distributions is wildly important because they represent potential energy. The more potential energy you have, well, the more easy it will be to get trending started again, right? That's all this is. It's a reloading of trend, right? When Bitcoin does nothing but go sideways, it's essentially the same as pushing a rock up to the top of the hill. You are filling it with potential energy so it can actually start trending again, right? So, we're actually still technically in a state of downward trend as defined by our 50 distribution, right? It's still expanding to the downside, right? That's bad. That's why lateral moves are good. If we go sideways, that will allow this distribution to compress around price. And if it compresses around price, well, then there's potential energy for either the upside or the downside. And given the signs of extreme accumulation right now in Bitcoin, upside is implied. So, this year is going to be a boring year. We're just going to trade a range on Bitcoin. Not that range. I drew that really poorly. Based on the bottom edge of the weekly 200 moving average. And the top is probably just going to be defined by the compressing distributions, right? We're going to get upward expansions on our shorter periods. Say the 50, right? Like, let's look at this 50 band. If it expands to the upside, our trend will be defined by whatever new expansion is created by the 3D Wave PM. Okay? So any upward expansion, as soon as that fails, well then we expect reversion back to the weekly 200. And that's really the way I've been playing this on the shorter time frames. BTC USD, right? If we look at the 4-hour chart, for instance, we can actually define trends pretty significantly here, just for scalping the range based on downward expansion and then upward expansion. And as soon as upward expansion fails, it is implied that we return back to the weekly 200, okay? So, with all this in mind, what are we going to look for next? I don't know, that's about all I have to say today, right? Retesting the weekly 200, we're getting significant compression across a major over periods. There's very low volatility overhead, a lot of potential energy on the shorter time frames, but really no expansion yet. It's just lateral trading. So, that's all about I have today. It's not a very exciting chart, right? I mean, we can talk about entering longs, how we're going to layer down to the weekly 200, sure. Or the monthly 50, because I do expect us to wick down to that value as well, right? We're just going to expect some nice retracement, probably down another 10%. Okay, so we are seeing downward expansion just a little bit. Short-term periods are finally compressing. So another leg down is likely. Might pop up, might pop sideways. You know, we're going to take our time down here, guys. There's going to be very low price volatility this coming months. So, bear with it. Stay in the game, right? If we're in a market bottom and you can get yourself some nice long positions, you just want to sit back and enjoy it, I really do recommend it, okay? Start layering in those longs, right? Let's talk about profit ratio real quick, okay? Downside's maybe 10, 15%. Your upside is, I don't know, 500%, right? That's a good profit ratio. Think about it, guys. Take the time. Make the plays. All right, this has been fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Excellent. Let me just drink some of my protein shake I've eaten today. That's pretty awful. Yum. What are we looking for? Someone said BNB broke out today. Yeah, that's fine. It's going parabolic. Don't really worry yourself about it. Although we are getting an upwardly defined trend, we tag the 3.2 standard deviation on the daily. Short-term rejection, that's good enough for me, right? It's a decent enough chart. We're probably going to go sideways for the rest of the day, right? It's really hard to push price up beyond the 3.2, especially if you're already in a state of overexpansion. And with the way trend's defined right now in the 80 period, yeah, we're still defined in the state of trend. Oh, 90 period, excuse me. So, yeah, definitely then. Interestingly enough, our daily 200 is really compressed. So we could actually get even more sustainable trending here. Do note, might see like another leg up and then retracement or testing the overexpanded value before continuation. That would be the most likely scenario here. Hi, Red Pill. Yes, I will check out MTL. Thank you for tuning in. Boop, boop. That was such a fun breakout pattern. It was obvious enough to actually bet on, right? We had this huge compressing range, like, oh, nope, downward break, and then following this beautiful period of consolidation. But I remember trading this range here throughout February and March. That was pretty fun. Let's go to the 4-hour. Oh, you actually have a defined trend. Very nice. Yeah, this counts as a strong breakout. Right, here's the fun thing about volatility theory. You would consider this a stronger breakout than this if you didn't know volatility theory. But this is actually much stronger, right? Because you're not fighting against overexpanded mass from the past. Right, this upward expansion fails because it has overhead, right? Volatility overhead compressing down on those longer distributions. Whereas now you have a state of relative compression, so any new expansion will come from a place of significant potential energy. This is a great chart. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to trade this. I'm going to call this, right? Just looking at that CCI roll up, catch an entry into the trend, right? trend might fail, that's fine. Just put your stop losses below the bottom edge of the 50 distribution. And it's a really clean chart. Very much do recommend trading this. Yeah, I'm enthralled with this. I'm going to set myself an alert. It's because it looks good. Okay. Plot. Crossing up. Value. Negative 100. Hooray. That's all we need. Okay. That'll let me know when it's safe to enter this trade. And then I will enter this. This is a very nice trade. Right? This looks like the beginning of trend. Ooh. I'm into it. I'm really into this. I just want to check the 50 distribution here up here. Yeah, this is a breakout. This is the beginning of significant trending. At least it appears to be, and we are going to be able to define that trend pretty cleanly. I am excited for this chart. Wow. Let's take a look at ARM. Absolutely. Is it pronounced VN? Pretty sure it is. Okay. I think you already told me that. I'm sorry. I already knew that. Looks like a little bit of consolidation here. 1 second. Shorter period. Yeah, we generated a lot of mass on that upward move there. So it does need some time to cool off. Let's just wait for the compression of these periods. Really, nothing quite yet I want to pull the trigger on. Hold on. Actually, this technically counts as downward expansion. No, this is a bearish chart. Okay, I'm glad I saw that. Right, regular wave PM can give you some crazy signals right there. CCI is all the way to the downside. We have downward expansion. This is going to further consolidate. Okay, I would actually bet on this if I could short it. If I could short this, I would be in a short. That's where I'm at. Okay. Oh, you guys need to get me some more coins. Right, that's how this works. You give me coins to look at, and I tell you them. For now, we can check TRX. Trend is still defined. Yeah, it looks good to me. Although, really, it looks like we're starting to get some lateral compression here. Buying pressure has died down. I do expect us to go sideways and expect lateral mean reversion with that, okay? That's going to be my prediction for now. In the meantime, I'm just going to choose something I like. Or rather, I'll just scan through my watch list. How does that sound? Yeah? Oh my god. I keep on doing this. I really need to put some sell sort. God damn it. I have a large bag of Ito. Right, I bought it right here. And I keep getting these wicks to the upside. And I just don't have a sell order open. Like, look at this. Look how big this wick is. Like, what's my upside here? God, 10%. Yeah. And I'm down 2.5. Okay, I need to, like, put a sell order in for this because this is just too volatile to ignore. But, you know, I'm also sitting in this boat where this is likely to be a bout of longer trend. And that's why I'm holding a bag of it, right? Right, because we have a daily trend here, and my profit ratio is really good. Right, we have this new downward expansion. As soon as we see that relative CCI roll up, it's going to paint a very convincing picture for trend continuation. And that's why I'm holding it back. Right, And if we get a new bout of downward expansion on the 50, I will be stopping out. But just from the looks of this on what I'm pointing out, I am rather fond. So I'm going to keep on holding it. Looks like our selling pressure is rounding off. We're getting that nice compression. Any kind of upward break is going to be really beneficial. Let's look at the 150 band real quick. Make sure we have our mean reversion pivots. Yeah, we're almost there. It's exciting stuff. Okay, let's check out BQX. Okay, how much you bet the retracement value is 200? It's not, it's 350. Okay, that's fine. Looks like we got a little bit further retrace here, okay? Yeah, a little bit farther to go. Okay, down to this blue line down here. And then a little bit of a hard chart to trade at the moment. Because you have these significant buying pressure. Seems to happen pretty frequently. Although, really, let's just look for the next bout of upward expansion before we try to trade this one, okay? Just gonna wait this guy out for now. One second. Okay. What are we looking for here? Yeah, a lot of the market's really quiet right now. It's hard to find sustained trends. There's a lot of accumulation going on from the looks of it. But really nothing I particularly... Hold on. Chart's really compressed. Let's check this out. Okay, I'm gonna do EOS, then I'll be done. I'm gonna set an alert on this. Nothing yet, but it's interesting. Although I probably expect a downward break here, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Okay. Well, this has been fun, folks. With no further ado, Dad Shark out.